everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang. Story time on how an Uber driver attempted to kidnap me. I know it sounds crazy. Y'all, please bear with me because y'all know I do not do these type of videos, but so boom, let's get to the story. One night, it was like a Sunday, I think. So I get in the car. Well, I put myself in the car. I get in the car, right? And I'm like, hey, how are you doing? I'm respectful because I'm like that in every ride. Like, you know, I'm always asking how you doing. Like, how your day been? I'm not trying to chat it up, but I'm just trying to make sure your energy's good. Like, I walked in the car. I'm like, hey, how are you? He just looked back and which was fine. I'm like, okay, cool. It's 10. I'm tired anyway. Like, I don't want to talk, but it was kind of like eerie, right? So, okay, cool. And this was nothing but God. So before I left my house, I charged my headphones, right? Because I always put my headphones in. Don't do that, y'all. Please do not use headphones in an Uber. You need to listen to what is going on around you. Don't be like me, okay? He had his phone connected, right? So I'm listening to the Bluetooth and they're talking about child porn, okay? They're talking about child predators and all types of stuff about the black webs that they use and what child predators use to talk to kids and all these websites and stuff. I listen to true crime podcasts all the time, but this one was different. Like, they were diving too deep into what was going on. Like, it was weird. Like, so I'm kind of getting like a little, not scared, but I'm like, what the heck is he listening to? And I ended up searching it up. So if I find it, I'll put it on the screen or in the comments. Every time I'm in an Uber, I'll put the address I'm going to in my maps. And that's what I did. But I noticed he took a turn, right? So I'm like, where is he going? But he had ended up going to the gas station. But this man did not say a word. He did not give me a heads up, anything. He just pulls into Quick Trip. And then he stopped the car. Then he looks at me and he says, I'm going to the bathroom. Is that okay? I'm talking to y'all how he's talking to me. He literally was like, I'm going to the bathroom. Is that okay? Like, it was a weird, eerie tone. Like, oh. So then when he went inside the gas station, I called somebody and I'm like, stay on the phone with me because I feel weird in this Uber. Like, and I should have just gotten out right then and there, but I was like, okay, like, I'm praying. I'm literally praying while this man is in the gas station. I'm like, Lord, please don't let this be my last day. Like, oof. And it's so crazy because a man, he was in the side, like, he was parked next to us, and he was like, you good to me in the car? And I was like, yeah, like, and I put up the thumbs up. I'm like, shit, I hope so. Like, okay, then, right, he comes back in the car, and he looks into the mirror, and he's just looking at me, you know. My heart is literally racing, y'all, because the car is off, and he's just looking at me. Then he turns to me, like, slowly. He turns his head slowly, and he said, are you safe? And I'm like, bro, what? Like, my heart started beating. I'm telling y'all, I was scared. I was so scared. And I was like, yes, why'd you ask that? Like, is there a reason I shouldn't be? And then he said, he looks at me again, and he turns again, and he said, are you sure you're safe? I said, yes. Like, why'd you ask? I said, why'd you ask that? And he said, because you look young. I'm like, in my job, I'm trying to act like I'm older because, nah, you listening to all that child. So I'm like, no, I'm not that young. Like, maybe I'm 30. Like, he says, you're in an unusual Uber. Bro, when I tell y'all, my heart sunk to the ground. Because what do you mean I'm in an unusual Uber? Like, y'all, I started praying in my head. I'm like, Lord, oh my God, like, I'm gonna... And I'm like, what do you mean unusual? He was just like, you look too young to be out at a time like this. And I'm like, oh no. I'm like, I said, is everything okay? Like, and he says, yes. If you ever feel unsafe, let me know. You're also really, really pretty. And I'm like, okay, well, do I need to jump out? But I'm like, I'm thinking in my head, like, okay, cool. I know God got me. I should not be fearing anything. Like, I know God got me. He's not gonna let anything happen to me. Like, I know God got me. Y'all, if anything like that happens, jump out the car. But anyway, so we're riding. Mind you, it's an hour ride. I don't have my headphones in. I'm listening to what's going on. The podcast is so freaking weird. Like, it's just talking about everything, all the tactics that they use and all types of stuff. We're getting closer to the destination, right? And we were on the right side of the road, right? And then he got into the turning lane. the buildings were black. Like, the buildings, all the lights were turned off. It was nobody in that parking lot, bro. And when I tell y'all, I got to praying. I'm like, Lord, like, oh my goodness, like, I'm gonna cry because this was crazy. I'm like, Lord, like, I'm literally praying, like, don't let nothing happen to me, please. Mind y'all, the directions, it did not say turn at all. It was no point of him turning that way at all. So, cool. He was about to turn, and I said, sir, there's not a turn right here. And he just looked in the mirror, bro. He just looked in the mirror, and that's when I started talking to the person I was on the phone with, because, like, you need to know that I have somebody, like, I'm talking to somebody. It's just me in a car, but baby, I have somebody on speed dial that'll come through. And yeah, so anyways, yeah, so he just looked at me through the mirror. He just looked for a good 20 seconds. Like, y'all, my heart is, like, I'm panicking. So yeah, then he got out the turning lane, and thank God he took me to my destination. Y'all know what's crazy? As soon as I was about to turn into the neighborhood, police car was just sitting there. I'm like, okay, like, God really loves me, because y'all, it probably wasn't about to be another night.
What it do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video. Back in the confessional, yes, we saying lit big dog, man. Shout out to my everyday people who rock with me every day. Hey, you know what? I'm not a woman, so I don't know how it feels like to be in a situation where you could be like kidnapped, or having to look out or to look away from a situation, like to look for a situation like, man, this could be it, because like women, young women, y'all put yourselves in crazy situations. You have to get into a car with a random person that you don't know, and he has to take you somewhere, and you have to trust that this person is going to do what they're going to do. But if in any case, you know, you could not make it home because that person's crazy. And it's so crazy that they, like, I watched this show called Dexter. If you watch Dexter, they had this guy called Dark Passenger, because he was a ride share driver, and as a ride share driver, he was going around taking out the customers. And so Dexter, who is supposed to be dead, is now in New York hunting down serial killers, which is a crazy movie, a crazy show. But anyway, yeah. But she had multiple times to get away. Like, just say, you know what, I'm gonna cancel this ride and I'm gonna get another one. Like, sometimes you gotta listen to your mind. But she made it home. She made it to her destination, but it still didn't seem safe. Like, you just didn't think to get out the car. Like, if I'm in an unsafe situation, mind you, I went to a hotel with my cousin, and these people were like living in this hotel, and this hotel like off the highway, like at the edge of the city, to where it's like a truck stop where they get like prostitutes or probably some drug dealing or something. And I'm like, they spend too much time in this hotel room. It's a motel because it's like a motel. And then the guy asked me a weird question, and I just get weirded out by it. So I tell my cousin I need to go grab something out the car. I text him, tell him come out here. He comes outside, we dip. I say, man, don't ever bring me to no place like this. The reason why I left, I said, because he kept saying weird stuff, and it just made me seem like if we stay in that place, we not coming out of there like with all our belongings. So let me get up out of here while I still have my life. And so I read situations like that, and then turns out they tried to set up my friend, them same dudes. 'Cause my friend was in that hotel room with them, and he didn't know him. I don't know how he was there. They tried to set him up, so I was like, see, I got out of there because I was like, this ain't it. And I told my friend before I left, I like shook his hand. You know how you give him a pound and bring him in close. I said, "Hey man, you need to get out of here." So he asked me later on. He said, "Man, did you have anything to do with that?" I said, "Man, I didn't know them. That's why I told you need to get out of there." Like I didn't know them. That's why I was getting the hell up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all gotta have y'all thinking caps on. If there's too much weird stuff going on, get out of there.